Hi everyone, this is Andrew for Tutorial Soup. In the last tutorial we were talking about changing our image for our asteroid. So it looked pretty basic, and I only did it really quickly in Paint, and I showed you how to create a more realistic looking asteroid in Blender. Now what I want to do is I want to just quickly swap that image over, which is really easy to do because our original image is called asteroid, and if I scroll down you'll find the image reference here. The source is asteroid. Now I can just change that to 2 and save it, load our game up. Now if we now start this, we should get the new asteroid. Now that looks more realistic, but it looks kind of strange because it's not really doing much, and in fact it looks a little bit small as well. What we can do is we go back up to the objects properties, which I just passed. Where did I declare the? There it is. So where we would create the asteroids within the loop, I'm just going to make it so it's 60 in height as well. So they should be about the size. Now that's pretty cool. That's a good size. Now what I wanted to do was make them actually rotate so they look more realistic, like they're being acted on by some kind of gravity. We're going to simulate a simple rotation. So we're going to, if we go up to the asteroid constructor here, we can give it an extra property. So we can say this dot rotation equals 0.1. So this is the speed at which it's going to rotate. Now we need to, it's pretty simple to do. We just need to change the draw function, if I can find it. I've probably gone straight past it, you've spotted it. There it is. So let's make this a little bit bigger. Oh, I've got it so small. Now we have the context and the draw image function here, which draws it the image at a specific location, a specific width. But what we want to do is we want to add a few functions here. So if I'm going to write context.save. So this saves this. It saves a specific state. So by using context save, and another one called context restore. So this will restore the state of the canvas, save and restore. So what we also need to do is context rotate, and so anything within here is going to be rotated. So we're gonna set the parameter which we're going to use for the rotation is the asteroid. Temp asteroid dot rotation, which we just specified at the top. So now if I save this as it is now, we'll see what happens. Now it has indeed rotated the asteroid, but there's two things wrong with this. They're rotating only once, and the actual point of rotation is off. So what we're going to do is we can just simply add here. They've actually only rotated once, so what we can do is we can say temporary asteroid dot rotation minus equals 0.1. Actually no, we're not going to say that. Actually we're going to say temporary asteroid dot rotation minus minus, because we've already set the amount to be rotated here, so I don't need to add that again. So all I need to do is minus minus, and it should minus 0.1 each time. So if I now refresh this again, now again it's going a bit crazy because they are rotating, but the point of rotation is not. We want the point of rotation to be at the center of the asteroid. So in order to do this, we need to change. We need to change the drawing context to be at the center of the image rather at the top left of the canvas. We want the drawing context to be at the center of the asteroid image. So by using the translate function, we can change the drawing context to the center of the image by saying temp asteroid dot x and temp asteroid dot y. Now what we could do actually is what I should have done before was add a couple of properties to the asteroid here. So we want to have a half width and a half height. So we're going to say half width equals width divided by 2, and half height is going to be height divided by 2. So that will divide the width and the height by 2 and save it to these properties here and here. So we can use those properties by going back to here. So in order to get the center point of the asteroid, we need its position x minus the half width, so that it will go to the x and then into the and then half. But we're plus half, so we're going to go to the x point plus half and the y point plus half, which means we get the center of the asteroid. So we're going to plus temporary asteroid dot half width, and on this side we're going to say temporary asteroid dot y plus temporary asteroid dot half height. Now again, if I refresh this, it's possibly not going to work properly because we translate to the middle of the asteroid and then we rotate, but then after that we have to put the position back. So we need to put the position of the asteroid back so that we can draw the image at the right position. So we need to say we have to use translate method again, and we're going to put, because it's translated to the asteroid, we're going to put we're going to put it back to 0, which will be at the original x value of the asteroid. So x is going to be 0 and y is going to be 0, but we are going to minus the I'm going to minus the asteroid dot path width and minus the asteroid dot path height, and spell height properly. So because we'd already translated up here, that's why I'm putting that's why we're going to when we translate again, this value is going to be 0, and also this value here. It's important to change this value of the x when we draw them. When we draw the image, we want these x to be 0, and we want the y to be 0 too. As at the start, we're always going to translate to where the actual image is anyway. So fingers crossed this isn't going to work. So what have I done wrong? Yeah, so what happened was I didn't close this with a bracket, so it didn't work. So if I refresh now and start, we should get some kind of rotation. We've got the rotation, but it's far too fast. What I might do here is actually minus equals 0. If I put in minus equals 0.1 there and refresh, we should hopefully, voila, get a nice slow rotation, which looks pretty cool. And still got collision, which is working, and you got some nice rotating asteroids. So there we have it. I hope everyone enjoyed this tutorial. In my next tutorial is possibly going to be my last one. This series I think has gone on for quite a while now, so I think I need to end it somewhere. In the next one, I think I'm going to try and make the background look a little bit more exciting. So I will see you in the next tutorial.